Thanks, everybody. Let's get started. One moment. Let me get this. I want to go right into Bitcoin. And one second here. I'm going to revisit that stock to flow chart as well today. And we'll also talk about the HOP, Harmonic Optimal Price. One second here. Give it a minute. Thanks, everybody. I got that straightened out. My apologies. So, again, what I want to talk about today is HOP, Harmonic Optimal Price. That's our new feature that we've had into the Harmonic Pattern Collection for several years now, and I'll get into some of the finer points of how to be looking at the hop. Everyone knows the potential reversal zone. That is essentially the measured levels that define a pattern. So what's this extra hop level? What does that mean? And again, not too complicated, but just really helps to kind of hone in an allowable, permissible tolerance to any setup. And we're looking at that right now with Bitcoin, which is the, kind of the chart of charts at the moment. Let me actually, before we even get into there, let me just flash a disclaimer. Make sure everyone knows this is for entertainment purposes. All of that done. So let's look at the current butterfly pattern. We've been talking about this for about 2 days. And ever since the top at 68,000, the most recent peak, we've been in a consolidation phase. I've mentioned some of the reasons why I felt like we would need to go through some consolidation, stair-stepping before some kind of larger possibility. This right now with the pattern, not only the butterfly, but this ABCD structure is critical right off the top. What you're looking for is a continuation. Essentially, give me something that within this larger, is that a topping or is that a sideways consolidation at a high level that's getting ready to launch? So definitely, you're at the make or break. You're at a point in harmonic patterns where it's absolutely on the line. But this is what we were looking for, and down towards the hop level. Hop level actually for this data feed on Owanda is 57,315. We are registering HSI now and down at that hop level. And that's how we look at hop, as kind of that layered level. And I'm going to talk about that layering in a second. But clearly all the metrics here, parameters for a bullish butterfly off of the top. You need to see this confirmation set in now on Bitcoin, and this would have to be it for your whole stock to flow model. The interesting thing on BTC, you have a lot of constructive bullish evidence here. Not only HSI, you have a completed RSI BAM. Looks like this. This is on your amplified RSI indicator straight up to the 50. And look, that's a complex formation. This consolidation all in here is a big W. So what does that do is sets up your first leg for then the retest. So notice where the green line has now gone off. That's the start. We start looking, because that's the completion or incompletion of this amplified RSI BAM divergence. Okay, that's the indicator condition that's unfolding in the price zone. The price zone defined by the butterfly is, sure, overreaching a hop level, going beyond the XA level for every pattern. That's the major primary metric. That combined with what type of ABCD formation. So take a look at the butterfly. All right, we don't, on this platform, on Harmonic Pattern Collection for TradingView, we just show XA level. The ABCD metrics are implicit within that, as well as terminal bar recognition. What does that mean? That means that if you have a valid butterfly, you're going to have valid ABCD parameters in the structure without it labeling. We couldn't get all the labels on there. But just to show everybody, the ABCD is off the top, A to B, okay, followed by minimum C to D move. That's a minimum metric within the butterfly Butterfly can extend past this basic ABCD structure uh, as low as the 127, that alternate ABCD. But the standard ABCD is fine. That defines the zone. Clearly just a scratch under the 60 level. XA is at 58.5, 58.549. And so that's the area you start looking. And again, look, the software will designate that with your sun icon. That's the official starting point, pattern completion point. But that is merely a starting point in the process. And we're usually going to see some type of consolidation, check back, retest. And in that retest of this XA level, if it's 1, 2, 5 bars, 30 bars, if it's a type 1 or type 2, we're usually going to register somewhere between here, XA and the hop, with confirmation, which is what's going on at the moment. Our expectation for this whole setup is still, it's a type 1 reaction because we have not hit the target yet. And that's at 62.462. The other thing to notice, again, folks, we're working with Harmonic Pattern Collection for TradingView. And just want to highlight some of the real easy ways to kind of follow and read the patterns, because it can be overwhelming. There can be a lot of lines. There can be a lot of, we have numerous tools here that help kind of differentiate conditions and, you know, how to be looking at pattern situations of a reaction or a reversal. But what we simply want to do is line up where the pattern completes and then look for some kind of confirmation once, right after the pattern triggers. Like we have a confirmation variable here. That's that arrow, that's HSI arrow, but that's not after the terminal bar. And we really, that does help, but usually what we want to see is pattern complete and then indicator confirmation. If I see something that precedes the XA like that, what do I usually see, or what do I normally expect, is just a reaction. You know, a reaction until it can't continue. Sometimes it gets target 1, but without that confirmation, again, I've said this before, I go to a reactionary mindset. Here we're trying to establish this confirmation, and this lines up with, I'll pop up the indicator here. Okay, HSI. That's coming out right now on this interval. I think it's a, is it on a 4 hour as well? No, it's on an hourly. Hourly is still deeply oversold as well as amplified. So you're looking for that to trigger. It's 11:21 right now Eastern, and we are here Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's New York time. And we go through harmonic pattern charts. I'm working with Harmonic Pattern Collection. We do a lot of crypto. I did other markets on Tuesday, but this is such a pertinent development at the moment. This is, you know, really this should be it. If this is going to be, if the stock to flow model, which we talked about on Monday, is going to be fulfilled, it would have to stop right here. I mean, this is it. This pattern, this ABCD from harmonic pattern perspective, all of that would have to begin to put in some kind of bottom right here, right now. And the hop level, all right, that HOP, harmonic optimal price level, at 57,315 gives us the structural overstretch where it can, all right, it could reach down to that level, but I don't want to see it much below there. Kind of surprising, right? Remember we discussed this. Let me see if I can get back to that, the stock to flow chart. Bring that up. The stock to flow chart and a lot of the crypto fanatics, influencers, if you will, are still saying 98,000. Let's go to here. Where'd it go? There you go. Here it is. So we talked about that on Monday, and I was referencing this relative to how can a harmonic pattern scenario play out to get us to these numbers. Do note, August, September, they were pretty accurate. October, almost dead on. Now November, 98,000. December, 135,000. Again, that's a model. It can lag and then play catch up, if you will. But I think this is so lagging that, the longer we go lagging, the more difficulty we're going to have. Here we are, 5.7 to 7,631, hop at 57,315. Now that's Owanda. Some of the other, let's go to the bigger, like Coinbase. There you go. Surprisingly, Coinbase doesn't have this. Doesn't have that butterfly pattern. It on some of the forex crypto feeds it does, but others I don't know. It's again, this is why you have to scan multiple feeds, but certainly we're bumping against, at least on this 4-hour time frame, you do have some oversold readings. I mean, look at what's going on with amplified RSI coming down for a secondary reading. Can it hold and then pivot out? And same with HSI here on the 4-hour chart. So your next bar on the 4 hours probably that's everything. I would have to say that's everything. Surprisingly, if you're going to get that run, you're in the next. You need to see something in the next interval or two to develop from these levels. I don't think you can play that much catch up on BTC. Certainly, this was the pullback. Again, go to the daily time frame of something I mentioned as well, hitting this oversold zone on daily. Even amplified is oversold. There's a lot of readings where you would want to see it, and you'd want to be looking down here for that pivot out of the oversold zone as the end of letting the air out of these tires, but it's not there yet. This top indicator, that is harmonic strength index. So relative to, I don't know, the 4-hour pattern or the 2-hour pattern on some of those others. Let's see if it was on the 2-hour. We did have that this crab, this kind of intermediate crab across the board on 4-hour and 2-hour. The other thing, yeah, Coinbase has this alternate bat pattern. These are auto-generated, so if I'm just going to play it straight up off of what the software is going to generate, how the price swings fit within the ideal harmonic proportions, the way that it's structured, theoretically we could say that is a type 2 on the alternate bat, which is absolute low end. We're dipping down here now, 57.6, but this is it. This is where you'd be looking for the whole thing to turn around, and it starts on the next bar. This arrow that's generating now, okay, it will be official. That is our harmonic strength index arrow, and I'll show that in a second. But the candle needs to close. That's the important thing to think about, and it relates to this top indicator. Both of these are the proprietary harmonic indicators for the software. You can look at a lot of what we do with these with standard RSI if you don't have the program. But again, please, everybody, take advantage of the free trial. Give yourself a couple of weeks with the tools. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll see why this is such a critical level here for BTC and the end of the year. Let me bring over this as well. Ethereum, same deal. Okay, just kind of getting oversold here and trying to put in some extreme readings. So it's definitely, I mean, I don't think it's too surprising, the whole stair step phenomenon that we're seeing, which is insanely volatile at times, depending on where you're in. I've had a few plays. It's just nuts. CRO. Okay, that thing's one of them. I'll look at a few in a moment. But here's Ethereum. That's the 2 hour. What's the 4 hour? Yeah, checking back on a couple of these. Let's get a better data feed. Binance maybe. Coinbase. Let's see here. Coinbase. That's crypto. No, that's a buy. There's Coinbase. There's the Coinbase feed. And that's a 4 hour chart. So both of these retesting, HSI is almost going to give you a secondary test where that would have to be it, as well as this secondary amplified RSI reading. Scraping down around 42. Oh, it's 4,200. I think the 886 off of this last swing. Sorry. Like that was going back to the 28th. All right, so you're doing a 3-week. If you just do a 3-week swing, your 886 is essentially 4,000. Maybe a touch above. Yeah, call it 4,000. So you're going to threaten that 4,000, no doubt. This, just take it back from a month ago. But I'm certainly looking in this area for opportunity. There's the hourly chart on Ethereum. Remarkable, right? Everyone looked amazing. Ended up being a type 2 ABCD up there for what I thought would be a nominal pullback. I thought maybe 4,400 would be a good mark, but we just got to see. We got to really see, because you're getting stuff like this. This is something else I want to highlight. We'll see the extent of how far this goes. I'm looking for this to terminate right around where we are now. But as long as we get HSI signals that give us continuation, okay, if we do not make progress off of that downtrend in the next 2 or 3 days, all right, I'll rethink the whole thing. But I'm not there yet. I think this is just a flush against that crazy move. I mean, the thing doubled. And if you just take a look off that last swing, we're now hitting a 382. Again, October, we were 2,700. 6 weeks later, you're 4,600. So 382, 382 swing is basically where you are right now. 40-20, 40-50 basically. Maybe a 50% move down to 3,700, but again, a quick release of some air out of the tires. And then you want to go again, something like that. So that's why the indicator analysis and what we do, looking from one end to the other, is so critical, because it gauges how far any price segment can run. It's important to think of it that way. And some of the things that we do with complex readings, impulsive readings, understanding RSI band divergence and confirmation, that's all a part of it. Now, really quick, today, I just wanted to run through a brief kind of tutorial showing people how to look at the hop. And we will come back on Monday and see how Bitcoin plays out. But I just want to kind of ingrain the concept here where you're not surprised to see price action overshoot PRZs. Is a common thing, and again, it really determines how far beyond that measured level can dictate a lot about the opportunity. But that hop level comes into play as that ancillary number where you can really pull out those situations that are extreme, blow right through, or just taking a little bit longer time. And that's what we're looking at with Bitcoin. Here is, and let's go back and reference Bitcoin as it's happening. I've got so many of these. I literally, for Bitcoin, I've got, I think, 10 different feeds. There's a go back to Awanda. That's fine. 2-hour chart. All right, we're right there now. I mean, this is, speak of it, we're going to the top of the hour as well. But you're there at the hop, folks. There you are. You're hitting the hop right now. So perfect timing. And very early in this whole hop process of how it responds here, we saw the first reaction as we started with today's session. We looked at this and I said, we're looking for confirmation after pattern completion. The fact that this gave you a quick reaction and then retest, not a surprise. It's kind of something where you begin to see the larger moves and larger opportunities play out several bars after the fact. I mean, the first time we hit a pattern, we look for that reaction. If it's immediate, you're going to see some kind of clear continuation. Otherwise, you violate the uptrend, you're out. The other aspect that we look at is how many bars. Because typically we want to see that whole thing resolve itself, give you that full move within 30 bars. Here you are, you're already, 10, 15, bar 20. Now you're at a hop level with your pink arrow, HSI arrow pointing up. Okay, now we can start. And that really is where the true starting process of a type 1 reaction with confirmation begins. The fact that it did come back and retest the terminal bar, that helps as well. That's something I talked about in the course. There's a couple courses available, folks, and I'm going to reference that in a minute, but tons of information on the website and available for free that you can learn more about what I'm talking about today if you don't get it all. Because there are some expected kind of behaviors, if you will. There are, the way that I like to reference it is, there's micro processes within the pattern. The pattern is a whole process unto itself. It's a set of data that has specific metrics and meaning. What happens immediately thereafter dictates, okay, what's the extent of the possible reaction off this first move. Right now, okay, we see first confirmation variable after the pattern completes. That means something. Also the fact that we hit this hop level. That's important, and reacting off of it. So this is, take a look at the diagram, because again, this is really what we look for in an offshoot, overshoot of the PRZ. Come back down and see some kind of reaction either at or after immediately coming close to testing it with confirmation. Sometimes, yeah, you could get, let's steal a wick from here. And let's say you could have something like this, where you come down, hit it, and then do the turnaround. Yeah, I mean, you have plenty of time to react. And actually, that response, that early response has a great deal of significance, where a lot of times you'll get other confirmation signals to give you the validation of the zone. And it should look like something like this, where once that terminal bar registers, you might have some consolidation, few bars, several bars in that zone, but the general progress should either be busting out in the direction of the anticipated trend, in this case uptrend, or the other, if it's not working out, downtrend. But it's not going to take that long to see that work out. Here's an example of something from earlier I had posted, where again, looking at these ranges after they're triggered within an expected rate can really kind of shape how you handle the position. Let me bring this up. This is an old chart. It's an old example. There you go. Final piece of this, and this is just a chart from a prior presentation that I did. I'm popping up on it. I think that's NQ. It's a crab pattern. Again, notice how here's pattern completion, terminal bar. Okay, several bars of consolidation in the zone. Your small pink arrow right there. Let me try to blow it up so you can see it even better. All right. That gives you really the sense of the fact that you don't need to worry about missing some kind of major impulsive pattern completion. It's something I see a lot. It's something I think people have too much of maybe a home run mentality built into patterns, having kind of an immediate reaction where they should hit the number and then just do the immediate reversal. And then that's not the case. What we're seeing are several confirmations, in fact. Some consolidation, then you get the confirmation of some kind of indicator, HSI or otherwise, and then do the 1-2 process. But a lot of that relates to looking at the hop level and using the hop as your maximum overshoot. Here is, let's just bring this back into play. Again, the hop illustration where you allow for that amount of overspill. We don't want to see too much. Remember, I said, yeah, okay, that can be permissible, as long as if you hit the hop or you overshoot the hop, okay, you're not spending too much time down there. You're reacting off of it. It's kind of a again, it's the short-lived overspill of excessive selling through the zone. So be mindful of that. We again study that whole zone concept, looking for those events to unfold, pattern completion, indicator confirmation. There's your actionable opportunity. And then the management, again, you want to see this kind of projection. You shouldn't be forcing it. That's what we'll look for here in BTC, because again, look, now we're at the hop, but confirmation forming now, where that's critical, and we need to see this thing, look, pivot out of the zone, and it's still deeply oversold and amplified. So that might need, what, another bar or two? But it's close, and you are reacting. Not a lot, but you're reacting. Couple of comments, couple of questions. I know some people wanted to look at one or two things, and definitely want to update. Here's something I posted earlier this morning. Just COTI, and let me not do it that way. Let me do it this way. And a lot of these coming back and retesting in an ugly fashion these larger type 2 patterns from 2 weeks ago. And COTI is one where around 41, and it's now 39. Let me go to the 4 hour here. this might be another data thing because that did get skewed. A couple of the data exchanges when it went ballistic got skewed here. It was an hourly. I'm sorry, I thought I had this. Let me go to the Twitter feed, check the chart I had, the data feed I had there. What a pain. There's Cody. Okay, so Cody was that, what was the, it was Cody Tether, at least this chart was. And we're down around, yeah, 42 cents, and confirmation was like 41.50, and you're 39. So that's pretty ugly. That's not what you want to see. And we'll see how this plays out. I mean, where are we now? And again, depending on your data feed, their KuCoin has got it at 39.30. It's pretty brutal. Ugly, but there is a, there's a crab. There's the KuCoin chart with the crab. This one actually does show it a little more clearly. Yeah, we were looking down here. Again, the hop level 42.81, but there's your confirmation a little bit lower. So this cannot screw around. You cannot see this thing leak out, bleed out under 39, in my opinion. This is where your level of the hop or being beyond the hop is stretching it too much. Pretty nice area, great type 2 retest with confirmation. The problem with this, though, look at how many bars it takes to even move. And that's another sign where, all right, maybe this is flawed a little bit. Because there's the confirmation, and I posted this a few days ago, but count 30 bars, folks. 30 bars from your trigger point or even your check back point. Blow that up. So let's keep an eye on it. You know, we knew Bitcoin would do the check back this deep. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe people aren't comfortable with it. People want it to rocket now. But it's got work to do for sure. And stuff like this, Cody, I don't know. This might be a scratch. There's a couple of these. Here's another one that's been wild all over the place, which is Crypto.com CRO. This thing just doing, just resurgent kind of blow off moves, retrace, go again. That's just a 1 hour. There's the 4 hour since it's been on Coinbase. And we were looking at that as like a deep crab kind of. What do we have on here? I think there's these 5-minute charts have been pretty reliable. Yeah, look at that. There's that crab. There was a crab up at 60 cents this morning or overnight, last night, and back down again. But probably just an ABCD off the top, folks. And I'm still long a bunch of this. The hourly, yeah. I mean, it's been such a whipsaw market, that's oversold on HSI. What's the 30-minute look like? You're definitely oversold in a lot of these areas. Again, I'm not panicking out of anything. I don't like something like Cody is maybe getting overstretched, not the prettiest of setups. But others have continued. Others have been, surprisingly doing well. Here's this PLA play coin. Where's the hourly? No, 30-minute. Let me go with 5-minute. Maybe that does a type 2 on the bat, but actually let me go to Rune. That was one of the other ones I had posted. That one's down at the hop. And a lot of them are at the hop. A lot of them are down here running the hop levels. Here's I guess hourly, 2-hour chart. There it is. Okay, it was a 2-hour. So here you are again. Now at the hop's at 96. Sorry, 962. You're 956. But again, let's just walk through it quickly. Where's pattern completion? Where's HSI? Where's hop? This one did a crazy move, and I think reference the first two sessions where we talked about type 1 and type 2 strategies. I actually uploaded some course material on the YouTube channel as well that outlines type 1, type 2 strategies, the type 1 reaction, which this one actually did. So that is of important significance, because now the retest is the type 2 that we normally look for, but you had confirmation. Really nice. I mean, that would have been just a perfect setup, but look what happens. You can't continue. And that's really the difference maker in those type 2 moves. I always say that harmonic patterns are going to give you 2 opportunities in most instances, sometimes even 3 with confirmation. Why? Because we are on a type 2. Now we're back with a deep crab at the hop with confirmation, where notice here's a situation where we are a touch under the hop. I wouldn't want to be much under this prior low. I mean, this is a good example where you have the arrow, you're triggering just a touch underneath there, but that should be about it. And one of the things that I do is I look at what's happening as this is coming out. Tell me what's happening with amplified RSI. And you can do this with standard RSI as well. My volume 2 book is all about RSI, the standard indicator you can get anywhere. Amplified RSI just expresses it more quickly. I think it's a more leading indicator. At this confirmation point, we haven't done the inflection yet, so this needs to give us some kind of move in the next interval, or 2 bars. You're under 10. This thing needs to stabilize really here. So look at Rune carefully. It's at an acceptable spot where we know with the retest at the hop level, that's still valid. We just haven't confirmed with amplified. This is where really focusing in on the bars helps. Is there a type 3? There's not a type 3. Listen, sometimes you get the rules about type 1 and type 2 are pretty clear. Probably should review them next week so that everyone knows. But we don't consider type 3 tests. That's actually where, if you go through and you do the type 1 and type 2 move, and then you find yourself just stretching and stretching out, where you're going 3, 4, 5 tests, bounce up and lower, usually that's going to grind it out. I like to call those flawed setups. Not failed, flawed. And then they fail when they violate that trigger. Rune would violate it under 950, 940. So let's jump back to Bitcoin. Again, this is where I have to really turn off everybody, turn off all the crypto people, and just go off of the patterns and the metrics and the triggers. Because I don't, as adoption and every narrative that you can throw out there, that's great, but again, I think you have to have an understanding of the price action and the structure, some kind of framework to be assessing this, to understand, are we still just in a consolidation, or is that it? I mean, did we fail our scenario? We'll know really soon. Again, the big scenario that for everyone that is been kind of following along, And we've been on this since the summer, and looking for this larger crab pattern still to materialize, like this, and up to the 1618. And it's like there. Trust me, it's up there. So, got to be mindful that this is the plan. This is still, we don't, there's no other structural possibility in terms of harmonic patterns that take us away from that being our bear target. And I mentioned this like a week ago, that I really felt the big reaction that you would see, would be at that 1618 level, where you get a really hard reaction. And to be failing up here, the only reason why I would, again, say that this is going to take longer is maybe it's not the greatest, but you do have kind of this shark structure. It's really not that great. Basically up at the 1.0. And what would that do? Again, if that's just in that consolidation path here, well, maybe you come back and you do a 382. Your 382 on your daily would take you down to 53,000. And again, you're running out of time. Everyone's following that 98K narrative, that stock to flow model, and I just don't think that you can recover in as much time as possible if you don't hold this now. If you don't hold this hop level right here on the butterfly, there it is, as we speak. And it's fairly consistent too. The 2-hour time frame, again, probably better because it's a longer term time frame. So we'll come back to this on Monday, folks. This is true make or break stuff, and I certainly wouldn't want to be at 53,000. Come back here on Monday at 11 a.m. and be at 53,000. I would say no, done. So I think there's some opportunities here. That's what I'm looking for this afternoon. And we'll get back to the markets next week. Really quick, before I go, I want to direct everybody where to go. Especially those that are new, and those that are new, let me encourage you just to kind of hang in there. Okay, pick up the terminology. Maybe you don't know all the pattern names. Maybe you don't know RSI BAM. But just kind of hang in there and absorb it, and absorb what I'm presenting with the patterns, and not only that, but the framework of how this stuff unfolds, and follow the stuff real time. Go back, look at the most recent things I've been outlining. Go back a few months ago, see some of the things we were saying about Bitcoin. Okay, so you can get up to speed quickly, and then you register now, become a basic member. Then you log in once you just submit the email, and take advantage of the trials. So this is the thing. We've been working with Harmonic Pattern Collection for TradingView. And again, I think it's probably the friendliest for crypto. And we have all the tutorials, everything that you would need. So start there. Take 2 weeks. And it's free. All you need to do is follow the instructions. Send us your information. Go to the basic members page, folks. And again, this is really for those that know. Okay, just give me one more minute to help those that don't. But you go to the basic members page and you get on the software TradingView or one or all of our HPC Pro. And then let's just jump down. The videos, everything I mentioned about the courses are here in one big playlist on YouTube. And then join the Discord. So here's our Discord link. Click here. And so we're building maybe 120, 30 now, and getting more people on that Discord. And I want to go there because we've got privacy. We've got a better, it's a better place to be able to exchange the ideas without any interference, so to speak. So again, a lot to be talking about. I know everyone is posting charts actively in there on this current situation, and we're going to have to write it out this afternoon and see how this responds. If we can respond, let's say we get a turnaround here in this area, 1 hour. I mean, the hourly looks garbage. We're right now, we're 1 minute to the top of the hour, so I'm going to hang in here and then I'll jump out right after. But you're pushing it, and you're really seeing like an hourly close at the low. That's kind of a warning sign. I'm still looking for type 1 to get out of that zone, but we are early on this move, on this retest. And we've been looking at the 2 hour, 4 hour time frames anyway, relative to daily. You know, geez. $47,283. What do we got? How many seconds? 5 seconds till the next bar. Can they at least not even close it on the low? Huh. There you go. Jump into the next bar on the hourly here. There you go. Yeah, that's not a good sign, folks. Now we're 57.3 exactly at the hop. The hop is 57.329. Interesting. What are we're tracing out a potential pattern now. What's that off the top? Looks like just that larger ABCD. Yeah, I'm going to stay right there. Let's see what, give it another minute or two, and then I'll check out. But boy, 57,000 is it. And if we're going to fail this hop level, we see, okay, we see the behavior. Total garbage. You know, that's something to ask yourself too. What's the progress? You know, there's terminal bar right here. So what's this look like 30 bars out? That's not constructive. We'll come back here on Monday, folks. Again, I think I'll leave you with this and just say, for those that are, if you're using RSI or using Amplified and using Harmonic Pattern Collection, you still need a couple of bars here before Bitcoin can even trigger something, some kind of reaction. So now you're under 57. Interesting. Interesting stuff. 56.9. This thing's dropping. This thing could flush. I really think this thing could flush. It looks troubled on the retest, and you're not. You're sailing through the hop. The hop again, 57.3, and you just sliced it like butter. Well, hang tough, everybody. We'll see how it goes. We'll come back Monday at 11 a.m. And again, I'll be updating on the Discord, so join us there. Get with the basic membership, and we'll do more fun stuff next week. You have any questions, reach out to me on Discord, please. That's really going to be the best place to catch me, I think, going forward, even better than email. Until Monday, 11 a.m., have a great weekend, and go get 'em.